I have earned this Beatles tale because I just happened to be a senior in high school in 1964 in the winter, and my friend and I, my cousin Ellen and I was at her house, we were visiting, and she and her friend Paula hatched this scheme to go to New York because they knew the Beatles were coming in from Florida on their way back to England after their first several appearances in the US. So I don't even know how we got to the bus, but we didn't tell anybody we were going. We just got to the bus and rode the bus into New York, into Port Authority. And when we got to Port Authority, we were debating the whole time on the bus route, what airport do we have to go to? Because there was either LaGuardia or Idlewild at the time, but they had just changed the airport Idlewild to JFK. And we weren't sure exactly whether there were road signs or what. So we went to the information desk and they told us, well, in order to get to JFK, you have to take the subway part of the way, get off, get to this bus stop, get a bus, and head on out there. So we did that. We got in the subway. Now these are three people who had not spent a whole lot of time in New York City. I live basically in rural Jersey out by the Delaware Water Gap, so it was a whole new experience for me. So we drive out, we get on the subway, and we get off the subway we were supposed to, and we get on the bus. And as we're on the bus, getting toward JFK, we realize, it comes to us that, wait a minute, it's not like one big airport. JFK is a series of different stops for different airlines, and we have no idea what airline they're coming on. And so there happened to be a person on the bus known as a stewardess at that time. She had her little uniform on, and we said, well, we'll just get off when she does. And we were in the right place. We got off on the right place. And so we get in there, and it's pretty early in the morning, and we realized that they're not coming in until probably after dark, gonna be 6 o'clock that night. So we're hanging out at the airport, just hanging around. More and more people start showing up, more and more girls, I should say. They start showing up, and pretty soon there was quite a few people lurking there, and the airport official said to us, you all have to get outside. And we went outside, like next to the building. There was an area, a paved area with a fence or a barricade at that point. And you could see the gate where the planes come in. It was right there. So we're hanging around out there, and a lot of, she loves me, yeah, yeah, yeah. and people singing and entertaining each other. And then over the course of the time we're there, several things happened. Like somewhere along the line, there was a disturbance in the group. Oh my God, I just found out they hate tight jeans, and I've got my tight jeans on. As if they were really gonna notice that, but anyway, and my hair is getting messed up here, bless it. It was close to George Harrison's birthday, and by later in the afternoon, some girl showed up with a birthday cake for George Harrison. Given our process through the airport these days, this is so unbelievable. But anyway, so more and more people come. Now we're up against the barricade, and there's a mob behind us, and the plane arrives, pulls up, has one of those walk down exit ramps, and screaming and yelling, and everybody excited, and they step out on the top of the plane. Looked like a presidential arrival, and everybody's screaming and shouting, and there's filming, and there's all this stuff going on. And bear in mind that we had to call Ellen's mother and tell her that we were in New York because we weren't getting home until way after dark. And so it's dark, and it's screaming and yelling. They all waved, and I don't think anybody got the birthday cake. I think the guards ate the birthday cake. I'm not sure. But anyway, so then we get back. We have to return trip back on the bus, and there's a mob. Get in the subway, which is New York. It's a mob. It's like almost post-commuter time. We haven't eaten all day. We get to in the subway, we scrounged up enough money from the three of us to get a pretzel and a hot dog. And Paula got the hot dog right here and couldn't eat it because it was Friday, and she wasn't like, she was Catholic. She couldn't eat that hot dog. And so when we get home, we finally get home, and Ellen's mother says, "Oh, I'm so proud of you girls. That's just the thing you should have done." My mother would not have been quite that understanding. It would have been a bad moment. And we got to see ourselves on the 11 o'clock news that night. I'm not so sure we ever picked ourselves out of the crowd, but we got to see the film. It was exciting. And so all of this is wonder. And for years I have had bragging rights about seeing the Beatles in real life. And the saddest and most ironic part of the whole business is I didn't know who the Beatles were until that day. I had never sung "She Loves Me," yeah, in my whole life before. So there I was, a Beatles fan in the front row, didn't even know who they were.